I don't have any way of monitoring now. I don't even know why I asked. I guess I'm just riffing since we're waiting on the track to be ready. And I think we're having meetings and I think we're getting the whole thing to go. Zero is all dressed up in spiffy today.
Yes, Zero, our tournament head ref. He's definitely walking around looking extra fancy today. I'm a little upset he didn't bring his dog, but I suppose I can forgive that oversight. Oh,
I hope it's really close. I think we do have a emotional support cat somewhere real
yes,
close.
there is a wonderful emotional support cat who belongs to Sadie Masochist of Pittsburgh Roller Derby. I have held him a lot. His name is Fury. He is
Beautiful,
fluffy and has a
beautiful
little
kitty.
triangle tail.
You got anybody out there you want to say hi to?
Oh gosh. I mean, my whole team is here really. As you're moving slightly toward me, official number 54, Disco to Box. I love you.
Cool.
You're not paying attention to me.
No, nobody's paying attention to you except for the 856 people out there on the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. I want to give a shout out to my brand new grandbaby.
Oh,
He's like 8 weeks old now. Harley Grace. If you're
oh,
watching at home, Papa loves you.
they're still so squishy at that age.
Yes, they're not speaking yet. They just eat and do their business and sleep. It's really, really cool. And I'm having super fun because they're living in my house right now. So I get to babysit like all the time when I'm not out roaming the world calling roller derby. I do hear some scary noises, which makes me believe that roller derby is imminent. Like I said before, we had some track maintenance issues that we were working on. We're gonna get that sorted and promise we will start roller derby just as quick as we can because we don't want to stay here all night. Well, I kind of want to stay here all night.
I got nowhere else to be.
It is Championship Sunday tomorrow here at Dawn of the Derby too. Mhm. There's a whole bunch of roller derby happening this weekend. All right, I
Oh,
hear a
the
whistle.
whistle says we might be ready to get going.
That's super cool.
Our tournament head ref over here, I thought he might be delivering a message to us. He's actually just standing around looking suave. But I'm okay with that.
Ragnar
Oh,
Rocker is
he
going to
has a
be the
line.
jammer record for Chicago, and that is Floppy Joe wearing the star for Race City in jam number one, which is imminent, which is a fancy word for almost upon us.
The thing I've really come to appreciate about announcing for and also playing for Murda as well is the much smaller number of leagues than you will see with an organization like WIFTA. You really can get to know other teams and get to know your opponents. So as I read down this roster, I'm like, oh, I know all these people. I am familiar with them. All right.
It's good to be familiar with both teams.
Floppy Joe almost clears the pack, does get bumped into the infield and is pulled back. And as that happens once again, we are still looking for a lead jam right around turn two so far. Again, the pack is moving backwards. Floppy Joe thrown to the floor by Chicago's defense. This is already a very hard hitting game.
There's some giant hits over there. I almost glad it was way that over there, so I didn't have to watch it. We're a minute in, and lead jam as just established as Ragnar Rocker picks it up. 1 minute in. Meanwhile, Floppy Joe's still trying to work through the pack. Doc Flatliner with the star in hand. And it's going to be called off. Ragnarok's going to pick up.
Incidentally, Johnny, I do believe there is a message in the Twitch chat for you regarding your grandbaby. She's watching and smiled at your voice.
Ah, that's cool. Harley Grace loves her pawpaw. That's amazing stuff there. Jam number 2, Ben Hurt's going to be going up against. That's Razor. I had to look down at my sheet. No, we can't hear each other. No. Oh, we're working on it. You know, it's Saturday morning. Everybody calm down. It's going to be okay. It's a derby. Ain't that right, Twitch people? Yeah, you can mess with those knobs. Sometimes they turn up, sometimes they turn down.
One way to find out.
I was messing with it earlier and I still can't make anything happen in here. That should be me, but it's not doing nothing. But yeah, 4 points were awarded in that first jam to Ragnarocker. Score stands at 4-0 with 28:16 on the clock. I think we're having problems with the stickiness on the back of the tape, the adhesiveness of the tape. Maybe we need to heat it up and make it stick better. I don't know. We're gonna work on that. 3M, you need to work on that.
It's unfortunate, but thank you for confirming it wasn't just me. No, it's not even on. Okay.
That's why I
Yeah,
project a
I put
lot.
on my headset and thought, wow, the sound is gloriously muffled. I can't hear a thing. Probably not ideal.
I talk a lot. That's what I do.
Same.
I hear some whistles, so I imagine some derby's about to happen.
I am, in fact, a second generation talker. My father worked in radio for years, and then I started a radio show in college, and my dad did tell me I had a face for radio.
That wasn't very nice of your dad.
My childhood nickname was Ugly.
Meanwhile, Razor's jammer record for Race City, Ben Hurt wearing the star for Chicago. Lot jostling and position planning going on. Ben Hurt tries to go around the outside, does get out front and is declared the lead. Razor does clear on the initial and is now eligible to score as Ben Hurt comes up on the back one more time, trying to get some points.
Ben Hurt, trying to find a way around Diamond at the top of that pack, decides he does not want that smoke and calls off the jam. That was a 3-point jam for the Chicago Bruise brothers. Race City Rebels hasn't put any points on the board just yet, so we are at a 7-0 game.
Jam number 3 on underway. Smackaroni, a jammer record for Chicago. Going up against Blint. Blint out front and lead. That's exactly what Race City needed to get back in this game.
Blint pulled to the back of the pack by Psych and Destroy, looking for a way through there. Pulled to the outfield, going to step back, examine the pack, see if he can find some holes in it.
I believe that's our first penalty of the game. I see a multiplayer called. I kind of find that hard to believe because I know there was some because I can see some on the board.
Oh. Oh, I have done that before.
We got an official timeout called on the floor, brought to you by excessive hydration. We have a water spill over here. We're gonna get that cleaned up because water and skates kind of don't go together. Meanwhile, you can go get some food over there. All the food is ready and available for purchase. If you are a volunteer, you can go over there and get you some free grub. Also, Rage Parade is in the building, and you need any skate maintenance, they'll take care of that for you. For more information, rageparades.com. Man, we're having a lot of issues getting started with this Dawn of the Derby. This is haunting, if you will, of the Derby world.
You know, I spent a lot of years doing theater, and we always maintained the idea that if the dress rehearsal was an absolute disaster, then the show would be great. And I also, it is an odd thing that has happened to me twice in Derby, but if I had a nickel for each time I have thoroughly damaged my skate during warm ups and then won in a blowout and come home with an MVP trophy, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
A dime is a good thing to have.
I like to start off with a disaster.
I'm okay. I'm gonna roll with it because that's what happened. Quick shout out to our good friends over at Hit Squad TV. In Squad We Trust. Also, want to give a shout out to the Undead Stream Team, the best stream team in the whole wide world. Thank you so much for what y'all do. Sponsored by M Sportswear, still, I believe.
Yeah, honestly, that's not an exaggeration. I have worked with a few different stream teams over the years, and the quality of work and the league wide commitment that the Undead Stream team puts in never fails to impress me.
Man, they are top notch stream. Let me let you know right now. It's professional setup. They're getting more and more toys every time I see them. It's a really, really cool thing. No offense to the other stream teams out there, just this one setting the standard.
No, this one's exceptionally good. We had a few talented, hardworking people really take the reins on it, and I am just impressed every game.
I guess I should have had a donut or something before we started. That's okay.
Do you want me to go grab you something?
No, we'll maybe grab something at halftime or something. We'll
Absolutely.
be okay.
I'm on the hospitality committee this weekend, so I couldn't not offer. We do have some oatmeal muffins out front that I personally baked myself.
I love oatmeal muffins. So, what's the chat all about? Can you see what's going on?
Oh, I
Got any
see
friends out
traffic.
there in the chat? Hi.
We've got some thank
Is
yous
it a
filtering through.
picture? Look there. Now we're immortalized. You were saying?
Um, thank you to Vanity Flair for saying thank you to the streaming crew. And Mary Chaos says, hi, y'all. Hello, Mary Chaos.
Mary Chaos. I love her. I'm surprised that people are up on Saturday morning. Normally, I'd be sleeping in if I wasn't calling Derby.
I have a 5-year-old. I am awake at dawn.
Yeah. Did I mention there's a grandbaby at my house? We're up at all hours, so
Yeah, the rest of my teammates saying, oh, I'm not used to being up this early. I'm like, I'm ready to make snacks and watch Disney movies. What are you talking about?
Akira and Floppy Joe are going to be the jammers of record for jam number 4 once it starts.
Oh, in response to what are we doing up, Tara Mupp simply says, I'm watching my friends play. Good on you, Tara.
It's a good reason to be watching Derby. Everybody loves Derby and breakfast. Akira out front and lead.
Also, Pittsburgh practices on Sunday mornings at 8 o'clock. Lately, we've been starting at 7 just to prep a little more for this tournament. So this just feels very normal right now.
That jam's going to get called. real quickly. Like, I think I see four fingers. I do.
All right, that looks like we have Ragnarocker taking the jam line for the Chicago Bruise brothers and lining up next to Race City's Razor.
11-3, Chicago up front with 24 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the first frame. Ragnarocker jumps out front, grabs lead jammer status.
Razor picking up some speed, looking to minimize the damage from Ragnarokker's lead. Razor hits the pack. Ragnarocker calls off that jam. And that, yep, we have 1 point for Chicago, 0 for Race City. So our score is currently sitting at 3-12 to start the fifth jam of this game.
Chicago wanted to get that 1 point just to make it an even dozen, which is good.
As a baker, I am completely okay with that.
It's a trap. We're in the start for Race City. Ben Hurt jamming record for Chicago. Ben Hurt around to the outside and runs into a Race City blocker. Quickly jumps back up and grabs lead jammer status. Ragnarocker and Ben Hurt, 100% so far for Chicago. 6 jams into this contest. These jams are getting called rather quickly, is what it seems to me.
To me, that says we've got strong offense and some very fast moving jammers.
As a baker, there's your baker's dozen. That was a not good whistle. I think that is a shoelace timeout, which is good. Everybody should tie their shoelaces. I recommend double knots so that they don't come undone.
You could also be stylish, put on some bow biters.
Absolutely. But now that the laces are squared away, we are going to get back to the genuine flat track roller derby action. That is Dawn of the Derby 2. Blit wearing the star for Race City and Smackaroni. Jammer record for Chicago. Blitz out front and lead.
Blint comes around that track, showing off some outstanding speed skating form. Jukes to the out, is knocked to the outside by Chicago's defense. Looks for a way up the inside of that pack.
Yeah, that Chicago defense in the back of the pack is really holding strong right there.
And looking at Blint's speed, this is really one of those moments of unstoppable force versus immovable object. And let's see who comes out on top.
I would dare to say that Blitz probably one of the fastest skaters out there on the track at the moment.
Oh, absolutely. And I have played both with and against these fellows from Chicago. They are known for being a big team, and they've got a couple of blockers where I hit them and just bounce off.
Also, their track awareness is amazing. They are from edge to edge, just playing that defense all the way to the line.
Psych and Destroy giving Blint some trouble.
Grimace and Stretch Armstrong in the back of the pack playing defense for Race City. Grimace playing defense just a little bit too bad, getting called for a penalty. And we're going to have some tape issues. 4 points for Race City in that jam, bringing their total to 7. 13-7 with 21 minutes left to go in this first frame as we take another timeout for track maintenance.
Oh, Johnny Pepper, you have a shout out on the stream from us, Sweet Feet.
Ooh,
Sweet Feet, he's a
Sweet
skater.
Feet. Sweet Pete's in Denver playing roller derby this weekend for the Denver Ground Control, going up against Valhalla. Might want to check that out if you want to see some more derby. I recommend watching all the derby this weekend that you can. I think maybe the adhesive on this tape, and it could be the floor is wet, and tape don't like to stick to wet things.
Someone in the chat named Green Pandas just says, "Hey, Johnny."
Oh, hey, everybody's up to hear me this morning. That's cool. I love you all.
Oh, also a hello to each of us from Ice Coal.
Nice, Cole. Hope you're feeling better, buddy. Speedy healing, send it your way.
And Out from Under the Bed podcast just sent a pepper.
We love our friends over at Under the Out from Under the Bed podcast, Me Outer Limits production.
Looks like Ice Coal is having his surgery on May 23rd. Um, our hearts and minds are with you, sir.
Absolutely. Well, back to the action on the track. We got Akira wearing the star for Chicago and Floppy Joe wearing the star for Race City.
Shane Reed in the stream chat simply says, "It's pepper time."
It's always pepper time when roller derby's happening, and I got a live mic in front of me.
You know, this is the first time I've announced with you, but I've got to say I agree. I feel like it might always be pepper time.
It is. Akira's out front and lead for Chicago.
Maneki checking in, letting us know that Austin Anarchy are all watching us from home, and the Yalhalla crew in Denver are watching us as well.
I told you Valhalla and Denver is going to tangle up later today. Can't wait. I hope I get to. I hope somebody records it for me because I won't be able to watch it live. I got to work a lot today. That jam's going to come to an end, but not before 2 points are awarded. 15-7 with 20 minutes left to go, and we're going to take another timeout for the track maintenance.
All these short jams are definitely an indicator of two strong teams that are very well matched. No one is getting the chance to really have multi-pass jams.
And I got to say that the skaters are all fresh because we're taking plenty of time in between jams. Oh, it's like a one of those super practices, you know what I mean?
Yep.
We do a jam, we wait 5 minutes, we do another jam. It's all good. I'm sure that the floor will warm up a little bit and the tape will start sticking better, and we'll we'll be okay as the day wears on.
I think so, yeah. As the weather gets warmer, as it gets more humid in here.
Also, want to say hi to my beautiful wife Cindy out there. We had our 31st wedding anniversary
Oh, that's wonderful.
just a little while ago, and she's texting me. I heard you say you wanted something recorded. She's ready to record something for me. Don't worry about it, babe. Somebody will get it for me. Thank you so much, though, and I love you. Also, love that grandbaby, Harley Grace. All right. I love whistles to start jams too.
And honestly, as the mother of a small child, I can say watching my parents be grandparents is just delightful.
Ragnarok are out there wearing the star for Chicago Bruise Brothers Razor Jammer record for Race City.
Razor moving to the in and to the out, looking for a way through that pack, is knocked around a bit at the front by Grizz Arrington. Does make it through to pick up a lead jam, which is just what Race City needs right now. Let's see if she can put a dent in that lead from Chicago.
Ragnarocker was perfect on the jam line until this jam. Razor besting in this one, grabbing that lead jammer status, but right into the Booze Brothers defense in the front of the pack.
All of Chicago's blockers just trying to hold back Razor at once. And Razor says, absolutely not. Makes it through that pack, picks up 4 points, tightening that score to 11 to 15. If Razor makes one more pass through that pack, that will tie up the score. And just as I said it, there it is. We now have an 8 point jam for Race City, bringing us to a tie game. So, you know what we might see soon, Johnny?
Yes,
Are you ready?
I am.
Lead change.
It is a lead change. Everybody hydrate. This is also the highest point jam of this game so far.
I was just about to ask. I thought it might be. Oh my goodness, one more pass through that pack from Razor. Razor says, I will turn this game around myself.
It's always cool when a skater does that. Hold my beer and watch this.
Pretty much. All right, Razor calls off that jam. Just waiting for confirmation from the referees before we tell you the exact score. That is looking like a 19 point jam for Race City, highest of the game so far.
By far, it's the highest point jam of the game.
So our score now with that lead change is 26 points for the Race City Rebels and 15 for the Chicago Bruise Brothers.
All right, we got some roller derby game.
And we are off, folks. Let's see how the Bruise Brothers would like to answer that. Oh,
They sent Ben Hurt
as
out there.
Ben Hurt, pardon me, runs up the inside of that pack, says, "Oh, you thought you were getting away with this? I say no, sir. I say no. It's a trap." Hot on his heels.
We're only 10 jams in, but Ben Hurt is 100% effective at that jammer position for Chicago. Four points awarded on that jam, 26 to 19. 17 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in this first frame. When we get back to the action on the track, Glint will be the jammer record for Race City. Smackaroni wearing the star for Chicago. And Smackaroni grabs lead jammer status before turn one. Doc Flatliner super pivot takes the star from Blint. Doc Flatliner now the jammer record for Race City. And I have a theory about that. When you have a star pass, four whistles follow real closely.
Yeah.
Doc might have had that star on his head for about 15 seconds before those whistles rained down to bring that jam to a close. It was a 0-0 jam, but it was not pointless because it did happen.
Well, we have Floppy Joe back on the jam line for Race City, Akira for Chicago. I did just hear four whistles. Some variety of, oh, there is an official timeout.
This official timeout is brought to you by Tape Adhesive. It's not doing a very good job this morning, but we're going to try to work on that and get some better adhesive for our tape here. I think it might be the temperature of the floor is what I think the problem is. Maybe some excessive hydration out there on the floor. Anyway, the tape is not sticking at all. So we're almost having to retape almost after every jam. And I do want to give a shout out to our tape maintenance crew. They're getting a lot of work done this morning. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We love you. That's it. Make some noise for them.
We literally couldn't do this without you. I see Smalls and Thunderbottom out on that track.
Yeah, if you know them, call them out. I'm all for giving some love for.
And Pushy Power. These are all my teammates from Pittsburgh.
Gotta love volunteers. We could not do this without y'all.
Watching our whole league come together for this event is just always so special.
Indeed.
I've played roller derby for, well, let's just say I'm old, a very long time. I think
You're
I'm
not
a
old.
16-year veteran of this sport.
Oh, that's a cool thing.
In this time with Pittsburgh is probably the most I have seen that example of everyone does their part.
Sweet. And kudos on a 16-year derby career. I hadn't even been doing it that long.
Yeah, I will hit 16 years in September.
I don't even remember. I have been talking derby for a while. And I was a super fan before I became an announcer, so I like to watch derby before I started talking about it all the time. I do want to thank all y'all in the Twitch for watching and everybody that's in the venue. Thanks for coming out.
I absolutely love watching the banter in the chat. I have one eye on the Twitch screen over here. Thank you, Green Pandas, for congratulating me on my 16 years of Derby.
Absolutely.
I've always said that I'll hang it up when it's not fun anymore. I continue to have fun.
And absolutely. That's what roller derby is all about. Put some skates on your feet, have some fun. Hit your friends.
I love to hit my friends. Definitely looking forward to playing with Pittsburgh Zombies tomorrow against the Paranormal Posse.
That's going
Also
to be a
fun game.
great game, ain't it?
Well, we had a so I've really kind of been deprived of play with the Paranormal Posse. Last year at this tournament, the game got cut short for an injury. And then we had a home game against Paranormal in February, and I had COVID.
Dang
So
it.
I need some paranormal time.
Yes. And you'll get it tomorrow.
Yes, I will. So help me.
Meanwhile, back to the action on the track. Akira wearing the star for Chicago. Floppy Joe, jammer record for Race City, jumps out front and grabs that lead jammer status. I will break into that floppy Joe every once in a while. So stick around for that this weekend. Floppy Joe putting 4 points up on the board. Looking to make a statement, Jam. Ray City up 10 points at the moment, 30-20, with 15 minutes left to go in this first frame.
Stretch Armstrong from Race City trying to break up that Chicago wall, make some room for his jammer.
Stretch with some help from his friends. Doc Flatliner. Akira does make it through. But that jam's going to get called. 7 points awarded to Ray City, 33-20, with 14:25 left to go in this first half. Raven's going to wear the star once again for Ray City. Ragnar Rocker wearing the star for Chicago.
Twinkle Beef lining up to block for Chicago on the outside of that track there. As I think of all the times I have hit that man and simply bounced off of him. All right, that is number 19 from Chicago, Ragnarocker, looking for a way through that pack. Almost clears, but is overtaken at the front by Razor. Ragnarocker now out of the pack as well. This jam is a foot race. Razor trying to pick up just a point or two before calling it off. Razor is able to clear the pack and call the jam before Ragnarocker makes it in. And that is a 4-0 jam. Race City able to widen their lead a little bit more. Now at after a 4-0 jam, the score is now 37-20.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of 2, 3 point, 4 point jams, just a couple of big jams in this game. Like very, very short bursts of energy. And then we're taking timeouts. Lots of timeouts. Being hurt around the outside grabs that lead jammer status once again for Chicago. Been hurt 100% in his lead jammer status. It's a trap. Wearing the star called for a penalty.
Future Kitten in the Twitch chat says, shout out to Coach Up and Adam from Chicago Style Roller Derby. We will miss you yelling at us from the bench today. Do all the things. Sincerely, Sharky.
Up and Adam fans, I like it. Meanwhile, it's a power jam out there for Ben Hurt. Ben Hurt with 4 points in the pocket, looking to get some more.
So with the power jam, Chicago could very easily take their lead back.
It's a trap out of the box, back into the fray. And we need somebody to write a check for that penalty box. If you're able to and you want to write a check to Pittsburgh Roller Derby, penalty box is for sale. We can call it the pepper penalty box for right now. But we can call it something else.
I actually did that for a couple of seasons with my old WIFTA team. I owned a bakery at the time, and I sponsored the penalty box.
That way you get your name said a lot.
Yup. They asked me, do you want a turn? Do you want the jam line? Do you want the pivot line? I said, no, I want the penalty box.
Absolutely. That's Smackaroni out there. That's not being hurt. Smackaroni out there grabbing lead jammer status for Chicago. That was Diamond taking the star for Raid City, but like I always say, star passes equal 4 whistles. And those 4 whistles rain down and bring that jam to a close. 4 points to Chicago
As
on
someone
that.
who does play pivot and take star passes, yeah, get out, stop the bleeding, get it over with.
Absolutely. More than not, that's what happens. Ragnar Rocker out there once again for Chicago. Floppy Joe, the jammer record for Race City.
Floppy Joe pulled to the back of the pack by Val Raven.
That's all I was looking up. Val Raven was playing some awesome defense in there.
Yeah, I definitely caught that too and went, oh, who is that?
Right? Val Raven playing some awesome defense. Even using forearms, but a 30-second respite. And we'll get Val Raven back out on the floor after this
All right,
small
score tightening up
penalty.
now after a 2-point jam for Chicago. This is a 37-33 game.
Yes. 4 points separating these two teams with 9:29 left to go on the clock. This timeout is brought to you by Track Maintenance, a necessary evil in this game of roller derby. We might have to warm up the floor. All right, some entertainment too.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
No, seriously, thank you, Nitro. You're doing great, and I appreciate you. Yeah, 5'6".
It's the one without a color. It's at the end of the rainbow.
Exactly. 1, 2, 3, and 4 have a color. 5, 6 is the first non-colored one.
Yes. So now everybody at home on the Twitch knows too. If there are any tape engineers out there, y'all need to do better jobs. I hope somebody from the 3 in company is watching and saying, we need to help our roller derby friends out.
I have not gotten a chance to skate on this floor yet this weekend. This is a fresh paint job as compared to the last time we were here. So I'm wondering if the floor is just very, very slick.
Slick, and I think it's temperature related. Oh, now I can hear myself in the headphones. That's weird. Well, at least it's given the Undead Stream team a lot of time to play with their new cameras and stuff.
We're having a good
And
time over
and
here.
you always need to time to break in new equipment and play with it and see how this does and how that does. And
Vanity Flair in the Twitch chat says the paint may be off gassing too if it's recently and the tape won't stick to it. I don't know what that means, but that makes it sound like you're an authority on the topic. So I'm going to go ahead and say that you're right.
we do have a tape engineer out there watching.
Or perhaps someone who knows a lot about paint.
Oh, a paint spurt expert. Cool. All I know is we're gonna get to call a lot of derby if this trend continues. I'm hoping it's gonna warm up and the tape's gonna start sticking fine and everything will be cool. We won't worry. We'll be happy. Because every little thing gonna be all right.
All right. And it appears that we are getting ready to go again. I see Race City lining back up on the track. Shout out to my twin, Diamond. We can count the number of times that someone mistakes one of us for the other this weekend.
So Diamond gets called Kitty a lot.
Yes, and I get called Diamond.
You should combine your names to be Diamond Kitty.
It's a very sparkly cat.
Diamond's doing some fancy footwork out there.
Diamond has very fancy footwork.
Being hurt wearing the star for Chicago. Razor Jammer record for Race City. There's a lot of hitting out there. Razor goes around the outside, grabs lead jammer status. Bruise Brothers lock down that defense at the back of the pack. Razor does get through, though, picking up 4 points in the process. Ben Hurt still stuck behind that Race City defense. Razor picking up 4 more points in that pass. Ben Hurt called for an infraction going to the Pepper penalty box.
Razor stumbles a bit to the outside of that track around turn 3, does manage to stay in bounds and make it through the pack. Another big jam for Razor.
Razor already with a 19-point jam in this game.
Oh my goodness, a little bit of leapfrog at the back of that pack.
Ben Hurt out of the Pepper penalty box and back in the fray. But that's going to ring 4 whistles and bring that jam to a close. 16 points to Razor on that jam, bringing their total to 53. 53 to 33 with 7:47 left to go in this first half.
We've got comments in the Twitch chat of what Diamond will do to you on the track. It includes words that I cannot say on this stream.
Well, you could, but we might get in a little bit of trouble. When we get back to the action on the track, it's a trap. We're in the Star Forward Race City. Smackaroni going to be the jam of record for Chicago. Jam number 18 imminent. And we're underway. Scrum start, everybody together. One amoeba moving towards turn 1. And just like that, Smackaroni blasts through and grabs lead jammer status.
In the Twitch stream, we have a shout out to Razor from Orlando.
Orlando, Florida? Or from Orlando, the person?
I can't really tell. I'm going to guess Orlando, Florida. The only Orlando I know in Derby is the Big O, and I feel like he would identify himself as such.
Absolutely. Well, that's what I said too, because I know Big O. But that jam's going to be over with.
Confirmed, it's Orlando Roller Derby.
Okay. 4 points awarded to Chicago on that jam. 53-37. 6:30 left to go in the first half. Akira and Blimp's going to be the jammers. And jam number 19. Blimp out front and lead. Meanwhile, Akira does clear on the initial. Look. That jam's going to be called. Thank you, Moose. Moose, one of the hardest working guys I know, wanted to get us a penalty guy.
As I like to call him, Moose.
Moose. Yeah, let's educate ourselves on this quick reference. Fox frozen at 5:27 during this official timeout. Brought to you by Tape Adhesive.
Thank you to Pittsburgh's very own Zora and Thunderbottom for patching up that track.
Absolutely. Can't sing their praises enough. They're working like double time right now. That's why we got plenty of time to work. It's all good. Want to give a quick shout out to our Undead Stream team, the best stream team in the whole wide world. Floppy Joe, jammer record for Race City. Ben Hurt wearing the star for Chicago Bruise Brothers.
Ben Hurt pulled all the way back by Stretch Armstrong.
Stretch did stretch it back, didn't he?
He did. Big stretch for stretch. Floppy Joe hits the back of that pack, looking for a way around Psych and Destroy, who I've definitely seen give a lot of jammers some trouble so far this morning. And it is not even 10 o'clock yet. Nice little hop, skip, and a jump by Floppy Joe on the outside of that turn.
Both of these teams are really putting in the work. Other than two super jams by Razor, it's all been less than 4 point jams for
Yes, very,
everybody
very
else.
back and forth. Yeah, you're filling out the scores. I've kind of been putting one eyeball on that sheet. I have yet to get the hang of announcing and filling out the producer sheet at the same time.
I used to be really, really good at it, but with all these timeouts, it's just chicken scratch at this point.
Bonita Loquita from Arizona, Loquita Bonita, pardon me. She is amazing at writing and talking at the same time. I have
Absolutely.
announced with her. She will be sitting there writing things down on the producer sheet with her eye completely on the game talking.
In Spanish as well.
And I'm like, ma'am, do you have three brains?
Oh, I hope you're watching, Benita, getting your shout outs here in this game number one early Saturday morning.
All right, Razor clears the pack and calls off that jam.
Absolutely. We do have some food out front. If you got the munchies, get on by there and check out the tasty wares. Get you some now while it's ready and hot and fresh. 4 points awarded on that last jam. 61-37 with 3:13 left to go in the first half. Thank you. Pinky's bringing us treats. I don't know what we deserve to do treats, but everybody likes treats. Have you had one of these yet? They're orange. Have you had one? Try that. It's a lifesaver, but it's an orange flavor, and it's amazing. It tastes like a dreamsicle. Speaking of Lakita, it was at Cactus Cup when I discovered those. Here we are, jam number 22 of the first half. It's a trap going up against Akira.
Akira knocked to the infield by number 57. That was Rowdy. Akira gets a little bit of the business from Race City's blockers, makes a run for it, and clears the pack. Akira very closely followed by It's a Trap. Opts to call off the jam, leaving us with a 0-0 score. And the game still sitting at 61 for the Race City Rebels and 37 for the Chicago Bruise Brothers. We have got just 2.5 minutes left in the first half of this game.
I believe that was the first jam where I've seen both jammers out front in a race back to the back.
Believe so, yes.
Been hurt wearing the star for Chicago. That is Blint. Jamming for Race City. Everybody in a scrum. Just getting to turn one. Ben Hurt gets knocked out, forced to recycle. That brings everybody apart for a little bit. And Blint does get lead jammer status. The pack does come together, though. They're in turn 1.5. Right there where we can't see anything. But a lot of hitting going off, and Blint goes ahead and calls it.
And I saw the track damage from that. That took up like half a
It
straightaway.
inverted the whole tape thing. We're going to anticipate another timeout, and I don't think we'll be wrong.
Well, we've got a timeout, Johnny. Thank you for bringing it to my attention that red is for missing and murdered Indigenous women. I actually didn't know that.
Yes. It's said that they find their way to the spirit world by following red.
Thank you for sharing that with me.
Absolutely. Until there are no more, we will red wear for our sisters.
Good.
Floppy Joe, the Jammer record for Race City out front and lead. Going up against Ben Hurt for Chicago. Floppy Joe gets through, and somebody get called for a penalty. I didn't see who it was, and I don't see anybody leaving the track. So there might be somebody fixing to serve a whole minute. And it could have been an inadvertent whistle. You know, I hear whistles sometimes that I didn't really hear. A lot of defense going on. Twinkle Beef and friends out there knocking people around. Floppy Joe does get through for 4 more points, putting 8 points in the pocket.
Period clock has expired. We are running strictly on jam time now.
And so we might get another 40 seconds of Derby. Floppy Joe will let us know. Four more points. Floppy Joe with 4 more points, making this a 20-point jam. The new
Oh
record
my
for this half.
goodness. Floppy Joe really wanting to widen that lead going into the half. All right, that jam is called to a close as we head into intermission. After a 24-point jam from Race City's Floppy Joe, the
Floppy
largest of the
Joe.
game, we are going into intermission with a score of 88-37. We'll be back with you in just under 15 minutes.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back. They're new.
Yeah. Ah, there we go. Ah.
Well, that's wicked how the tape keeps coming up.
Oh my God, it's so loud. All right, I'm gonna go check on things at the hospitality table because that actually is also my job this weekend. Can I grab you any food?
I'm good right now. I don't want to eat till after. Can you hear yourself in there now? No, no. I'll continue talking so you can work it out. Yeah, 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 yeah. One. My mic's not on. Well, we don't want it going out there. Is it on now? The lazy brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yay, yay, yay. Checking, checking, checking. 3, 4, 4, 4. making sure that the headphones are working. Yeah, no, still nothing. Is there like a mute button on there, or is it coming in and out now? Yeah, uh-huh. I think so. I hope we're not going out on the stream right now, but sweet cola. Apparently, we are going out on the stream because everybody's asking me, is that Johnny Pepper doing a mic check thing? Yes, that's what we're doing. We're talking about nothing just so we can get microphone levels and see if we can make these headphones work and all kinds of cool things. Uh, we got a bunch of new toys we're trying to play with. The Undead Stream Team, the best stream team in the whole wide world. Yes. my advice.
It's 10:30 in the morning. I honestly really don't drink much at all, but I've got a cup of coffee
Uh,
and some water.
I'm doing the water thing, so I am hydrating. If everybody's worried about my health, I'm on my second bottle of water this morning. What's up, Orange Whip? You doing all right, brother? Enjoying your time off during the gameplay? Me too. Except for we're trying to make stuff up, and it's just getting harder and harder and harder. Also, want to thank Southwest Airlines for getting me out here. That was pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
They got me and my rocking chair here on time.
Good, good. I didn't have to go too far. Just hopped in the Subaru and drove.
It's always cool when you can watch Derby in your backyard. My backyard, I have to take a plane to go to. So, but I love coming to Pennsylvania to call roller derby, as well as the other states that call derby in too. Not just Pennsylvania. Back to the action on the tracks. Macaroni wearing the star for Chicago. That is Blint. Jammer record for Race City.
Johnny, we do have a request in the Twitch chat for dad jokes if you have any of those.
Dad jokes or
Yes,
dab jokes?
dad.
I'm not going to make any dab jokes just yet. It's a
It's
little early in the morning. Smackaroni does get out front and lead. And dad jokes, we get to that here in a moment.
and a fact about our rosters I actually did not know. It's been brought up that Doc Flatliner on the Rebels and Psych and Destroy of Chicago are actually brothers.
Wow. That's cool to know. They're also on a couple other teams that I follow around.
All right.
And
Actually, speaking of Doc Flatliner, he has taken a star pass and is now the jammer of record for Race City. Hits the back of the pack, and Chicago calls it off.
I told you before you could get that sentence out of your mouth, it was being called off.
Derby's good for that.
Star pass, four whistles. Remember that, huh, kids? 88 to 41, 28 minutes left to go in this contest.
Yeah, star pass and four whistles, right you are.
Now we got a communication issue. I like those red boot covers. Those are cool. Happy Catter Day, everybody out there in Twitch land and everybody here in the venue.
Is that why we have a kitten here? It's Catter Day.
It is Catter Day.
At my house and in my life, every day is Catter Day. I have 6 of them at home.
Okay. You like to play with them kitties, huh, kitty?
Yes, I have a tattoo on my arm. I have a half sleeve of cats.
Nothing wrong with that. It is Catter Day. I've got one. It's a big, chunky cat.
I do love big chunky cats.
Might even have a picture of the grandbaby with the cat.
I mean, I love all cats, but like the giant ones are my favorite.
And Bobcat is really chunky. I'll find a picture here in a minute. Meanwhile, I want to give a shout out to our track maintenance personnel and our referees that are lending a hand right now. In case you're wondering at home, this tape probably doesn't have any sticky on it, or I believe it does have sticky on it. It's just not sticking. I think it's the temperature of the floor. I'm going to go with that.
Temperature of the floor would be my guess. And also, if it is cold enough, we would be hitting a dew point and the floor could pull in any moisture from the air. Either
Absolutely.
that or the tape is actually just a lot of post it notes.
Yes. That dew point thing is what I'm talking about. It's science. So thanks for sticking with us while we put tape down again and again and again and again and again and again. Scores is 88 to 44. That's pretty cool. It's like a doubling.
Mm-hmm.
Clock is frozen at 28:47. 2.5 minutes into this official timeout. Brought to you by Rage Parade. and custom fit athletic mouth guards. I see a booth over there. So check them out. Get you a custom fitted athletic mouth guard.
My cats and my kid. There's my kid.
Oh, cool. We have 5 seconds called on the floor, so I know we're going to have some derby really, really soon. Akira wearing the star for Chicago Bruise Brothers and Razor jamming once again for Race City. Akira is going to be called for a forearm right there in before the pivot line. I think Stretch was able to draw that. That is a power jam for Race City and Razor.
And a power jam for Razor is just what Race City needs to possibly try and clinch a victory in this game. It's hard to call with this much time left, but given Razor's history in this game, this could be a lot.
Yeah, this almost to the point where getting out of hand. That's a big chunk of cat. He tried to come on the trip with me here. If it fits, they sits. 4 points awarded in that jam, bringing Race City's total up to 92. And my bad, 8 points awarded on that jam, bringing their total to 96 to 44 with 27 minutes left to go in this contest. It's a trap wearing the star for Race City. Ben Hurt, the jammer record for Chicago. Wow, what a giant hit. It's a trap emerges out of turn two as your lead jam. No, not as your lead jam. Ben Hurt was awarded lead jam as a giant hit took him outside.
Ben
Ben,
Hurt calling off that jam, trying to do anything to prevent Race City from running away with this game, as they are trying to do. Smackaroni giving a little fist bump derby love to Floppy Joe at the jam line.
I love it when they exchange pleasantries before they start.
Oh, absolutely. I've been known to hug people on the jam line.
I like it when they dance too.
Dancing is also very important to me.
Absolutely.
I often dance during timeouts so I don't lose my momentum.
You got to, keep moving.
All
Body,
right.
body emotion tends to say emotion.
Exactly. And that is Smackaroni picking up lead for Chicago.
Floppy Joe zigzagging in and out and around that pack.
You know, I just watched him go in and out of that pack and thought, my gosh, it's like he has no bones. His name is Floppy Joe.
True to the namesake. 4 points to Chicago on that last jam, bringing their total up to 48.
You know, now that they've gotten the headsets right, this is amazing. I feel professional.
We are like professional volunteers.
Yeah.
Akira wearing the star once again for Chicago. That is Blint, the jammer record for Race City.
Oh, fancy footwork at the back of the pack there as Akira tries to find a way out. Blint jamming for Race City. Blint makes a way out, picks up lead jam. Akira still in the pack, fighting through Race City's defense up top. Oh, Akira taken to the floor by a defensive blocker from Race City. I do believe that was number 77, Roller Custer.
Okay. Yes, you are correct.
Okay. I saw the number began with a 7.
I wanted to give a shout out to Smash Bandicoot for that hit on Blint there at the beginning of the jam, but it kind of passed me by and I didn't get a chance, so I did it just now.
Just like how an official is allowed to call a penalty anytime before the jam ends, I feel like an announcer can mention the greatness of something anytime up until the jam ends.
All the way. I mean, we can get blocker love anytime, and always good because we talk about them jammers all the time, like Ben Hurt and Razor being the jammer records for both team right now. Ben Hurt trying to stretch out that pack and does grab lead jammer status. Meanwhile, Razor trying to get through does clear on the initial and is now eligible to score. Ray City locks that defense down. Grimace and friends. Ray City does go to the century mark, fills their bucket first. Chicago gets 1 point, bringing their total up to 49. We got 23 minutes left to go in this game. Smackaroni going to be the jamming record for Chicago. It's a trap. Wearing the star for Race City. Race City, of course, from Indianapolis, Indiana. That's where Race City is. I got a race coming up here in a little bit. But Smackaroni says, you ain't talking about Race City no more. Talk about Chicago Bruise Brothers. Smackaroni out front and lead. Eyeing that wall of green in the back of the pack.
You could really see him gauging, all right, where should I hit this wall? Can I find a weakness in it? Oh, and some fancy footwork to get around it at the top. Smackaroni picks up some points.
There wasn't no weakness in the wall. It was just a fancy skate around it is what it
Oh
was.
my goodness, look at him go.
That was some nimble footwork there in the middle. Coming through on the inside, picking up 4 more points with 8 in the pocket, looking to get some more. Twinkle Beef called for an infraction, going to the pepper penalty box for a 30-second respite.
I know that you said nimble footwork, but my brain heard nipple footwork, and I am doing my best to maintain professionalism right now.
Well,
And I have a case of the giggles that I am really repressing.
I'm glad that she giggled and thought that was funny. 12 points to Chicago on that last jam, bringing their total to 61. Race City with a 100 total, a full bucket, like Johnny Pepper likes to say, because everybody knows 100 points fit in the bucket. We are underway. Jam number 8 of the second half. Grizz Arrington wearing the star for Chicago, and that Floppy Joe is wearing the star for Race City. Floppy Joe is out front and lead.
All right, I see Chicago's defense tightening up at the back of the pack, seeing if they can stop Floppy Joe. Floppy Joe is, however, unstoppable, at least for this moment, as he picks up 4 points for Race City.
Grizz still trying to work through that defense in the back. Anchored by Grimace and Diamond and a player to be named later. Floppy Joe getting through.
Floppy Joe just out on the run, doing anything he can to see if Race City could possibly run away with this game or perhaps race away with it.
That was Steph playing that awesome defense. In fact, Steph playing so much awesome defense, going to get a 30-second break from it.
Oh, a penalty for excessive awesomeness. That is a rough one.
Grizz gets called for an infraction, going to go to the penalty box, and this is a power jam for Race City. 16 points in the pocket. Looking to get some more. Cuts around to the outside, does pick up 4 more points, bringing that total to 20. 20 points in that jam, 124 Race City going up against 61 of Chicago. And Chicago's going to call timeout. This timeout is brought to you by Hit Squad TV, the best videography in the whole wide world. That is Hit Squad TV, and Squad we trust.
I have never seen anything from them that did not absolutely impress me.
I even got a highlight reel from Hit Squad.
You know, I've thought about it.
I'm telling you, Lloyd will make you look good. I've got an announcer reel. He made me do some silly stuff, and it come out really good. Not to mention the being in that movie of his. That was really
Hmm.
cool. That's why I say it's Squad we trust. Also, want to give a shout out to all the volunteers that helped put us together here. Thank you, Pittsburgh Roller Derby, for coming together to make this thing awesome here.
I think most of the Pittsburgh team is running on 2 to 3 hours of sleep right now, but we are all so happy and proud and just coming together.
If we could just get people to stop rolling over the tape, it would be really good.
Absolutely not. That will not be happening.
Let's pay attention and not hit the tape with our skates. That's not gonna drill. Speaking of which, Rays are wearing the star for Race City in jam number 9. Jumps out front, grabs lead jammer status. Grizz Arrington, the jammer record for Chicago, starts in the box, but is released and joins the action out on the track, running up against Steph in turn 1.5. Steph playing some awesome defense for Race City in this game. We're going to have to pick some MVPs pretty quick. We need to start thinking about that. Also, if you have any information in the Twitch that, you want to help your announcers pick the MVPs, we'll let you. I mean, we'll listen to what you say. We're not going to, you can't pick them because that's our job. Meanwhile, Razor with 12 points in the pocket is picking up another 4. I like to see everybody on the bench playing referees over here.
Yes, I am hearing a lot of that. As someone who has been a skater and also occasionally puts on stripes,
That's I love my job here at Roller Derby. I don't have any desire to do anything else but what I'm doing right now.
best thing I'd read recently is there are two wolves inside you. One is an official, and that was a forearm. One is a skater, and no, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. Leave me alone. Let me skate. Razor's going to go ahead and call it off, but not before picking up 20 points on that jam. 140 to 61, 17-20 left to go in this contest. Hmm. Looks like we're going to have a power start, power jam situation. Reed's going to be the jammer record for Race City. Reed taking the start for the first time for Race City in this game, I believe. Meanwhile, Grizz out of the box and joins the action on the track. Coming in about turn 1. There's a wall of green in the back of the pack and a wall of white at the front of the pack. And they're separated by about 10 feet. Both jammers in the back of the wall trying to get through, and those defenses are just locked down. None shall pass. And see, that's an announcer curse at work. Reed does get through, grab lead jammer status.
He heard you. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, well, that certainly won't do.
I see a forearm call. Ray City's going to lose a blocker. That's Grimace
Grimace.
to the box. Grizz trying to do a long drawback, but the coach said, come on, let's just skate.
Grizz getting pushed around in the back of that path.
And I believe we're going to have a star pass. We can't say nothing yet because it has. And just like that, we do have a star pass. Anna Kira now the jammer record for Chicago.
And there are those four whistles.
I tell you, if you're a pivot and you put a star on your head, four whistles are happening pretty quick. You can almost bet on it.
Now, Johnny 666 Moth in the Twitch chat has agreed with me that you did in fact say nipple footwork.
You are hearing things out there. And it was some nimble footwork. That's as bad as the adhesive on that tape. I do mispronounce things from time to time. And I'll start a sentence and not finish it. But that's because you're supposed to be reading my mind when I say things like that. 143 to 61, 14:49 left to go. Let's talk about our good friends over at Rage Parade.
I would love to hear about Rage Parade.
Man, they are an awesome skate shop. They are in venue. If you need something done to your skates while you're here, Rage Parades will take care of you.
Yeah, I was looking over at their booth. I don't necessarily need anything, but I see things that I want.
Lots of wants.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you got some uh volunteer cred going this weekend, so you might get some discounts and stuff. Especially if you do them a really, really good commercial.
I am not sufficiently photogenic for that.
Well, I mean, just talk good stuff about 'em.
That I can do.
Rage Parade's the best skate shop in the whole wide world. Also, lots of shout outs to the Undead Stream Team for that nice logo and that shot right there. The best stream team in the whole wide world, I always say. That is the Undead Stream Team doing their best to bring you all this derby action for the low, low cost of free.
For the low, low cost of our eternal love and gratitude.
Yes, eternal love and gratitude. Everybody hydrate. It's important. We might have to get one of those heat blowers and put some heat down on this track.
Oh, that could work.
We'll have to go to Home Depot and rent one of those things. Is that a thing here?
Yes. Also, we have Sunbelt Tool Rental.
Okay. Yeah, I'm familiar with Sunbelt. They're a good rental company. When you don't want to buy it, you can just rent it from Sunbelt. You can write the check, make it payable to Pittsburgh Roller Derby. Ah, can't say enough about these track maintenance personnel people because they're really, really working hard today.
Yeah, it is normally a very laid back job. You know, you maybe check in at the half.
Yeah.
They're putting in work today. Vanity Flair says, "Does Pepper have a red sequined jacket on his chair?" The answer is yes,
Yes.
with a special significant reason for it.
Yes, I wear red on Saturday for the missing and murdered Indigenous sisters out there. Absolutely. Got to support them and raise awareness until there are no more missing and murdered Indigenous sisters.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that with me.
Absolutely.
I had an absolutely wonderful time playing against Team Indigenous at No Borders late last year as I play for Black Diaspora.
That's a cool thing. I got to call the first Black Diaspora game. Me and Diamond are good friends.
Oh, really cool.
Yeah. She's been to the Pepper Patch.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah, I will be seeing her when Black Diaspora plays at Small Town SmackDown next month.
I might. Oh, I don't know if I can say it or not, but Skate Wars is coming up.
Oh, yeah,
May or may not be there. I don't know.
perhaps.
Perhaps. I put in an application. I'm crossing my fingers. All right, we got a whistle. We're fixing to have some derby. I'm getting excited.
Yeah.
Blitz going to be the jammer record for Race City once we get started going up against Ben Hurt. Ben was bending over way where I couldn't even see the shirt. But Blint gets out front and grabs the lead. Ben Hurt does get through on the initial. Everybody's eyeing that pack. Blint's going to take that 4 and call it. Yes. 4 points for Race City. And Ben did not get past any hits. So 0 points for Chicago on that jam. 147-61 with 14-14 left to go in this contest.
Race City, had a slow start in this game, but then just hit the gas and have not let up.
They had a couple of big jams by Razor. And once Razor had those big jams, they just kept going, going, going. I wish I had time to do the producer thing because I could really tell you what's going on. And I should get better at it. But that's why we practice. I don't know if y'all can see this on TV, but tapes in section is whole sections of tape are coming up. And that's not a safe condition when it's got a rope underneath it. That could be a tripping hazard. And so we're stopping play and fixing that. So that's why it's taking so long to do this derby thing. And I apologize. We will try to get back on schedule. I don't know how we're going to do that, but we're going to try.
And for those not aware, for game sanctioning, we do have very specific rules about how the track boundary must be laid, and
Yes.
it involves rope and tape. So we can't not do it.
Yes. Can't you just paint it on there? Well,
I wish.
that would be nice. It has to have a defined boundary. Floppy Joe, the Jammer record for Race City going up against Smackaroo. Amoeba start. Everybody trying to get through at the same time. We do have an infraction. That's Rowdy going to the box. And just like that, Floppy Joe comes out of the pack as your lead jammer. Smackaroni clear on the initial, looking to score some points. Nice little apex jump from Smackaroni there, but runs into the back of Grimace. Skates around and does grab 4 points for Chicago. Meanwhile, Floppy Joe comes around, gets 4 more points for Race City. Smackaroni makes quick work of that pack, getting 4 more points for the Chicago. Up at Adam, Smash, and who was that other? Gothard. All three of those Chicago players playing some awesome defense there in the back. 155-69, 12 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this half, which is the second half.
Yes, we are now in the second half of the second half, as I refer to it, the downhill slide.
There's only 12 minutes left in this contest, and we are under another official timeout brought to you by Track Maintenance.
Brought to you by tape.
Official review, Race City Rebels.
All right, shout out to our head ref Zero. It's not common in tournaments that we have the luxury of the referee being able to take on a microphone and explain the official reviews. Usually, you've got an announcer trying to hop a table, me trying to recite what a referee just said, hoping I don't mess it up. So, this is very nice.
Absolutely. And if I must say, dapperly dressed to do that job.
Oh, he looks handsome.
I like to dress up every once in a while.
I I thought about dressing nicely this weekend. I was looking at my dresses hanging in the closet. My body is so beat up from practicing for this tournament and doing yard work. I couldn't do it.
Race City Rebels are requesting a leaping contact call on the white jammer. It is under review.
Thank you, Zero.
You just heard it right here first. So you might be asking at home, what is an official review? Well, one of the coaches calls and asks for an official review. They get to come out and talk to the ref and say, "This is what I saw happen, and can you give me that?" And the referees will get together and talk about it, and they'll either say that they saw that or no, we didn't say that. We saw this, and they will either get their official review good or official review bad. And if it's official review bad, you lose it. And if it's good, then you get to keep it. They also being used for timeouts every once in a while.
Definitely a strategic move if your team is just gassed or you need a minute to pull yourselves together or to stop the other team's momentum.
I don't think anybody's gassed in this game yet. We've had plenty of rest
They
opportunities.
have had plenty of breaks, courtesy of tape.
Or the lack of.
After review, there was no impact, no penalty. The no call will stand. Rebels do not retain the review for the period.
You heard it here first. The no call will stand. And just like that, uh, they only got 12 minutes left to go in the game. They don't need to review anything else.
We've also got Ice Cole in the Twitch chat who seems to have a little bit of a man crush on Zero.
Well, with that outfit on, I can't blame him.
I mean, yeah.
Akira wearing the star for Chicago. Razor jamming again, once again for Race City. Razor out front. A clear does clear. Akira coming around on a scoring pass, and that jam's going to be called. See 3 fingers. Ray City's going to pick up 3 points on that jam, 161 to 71. 11 and a half minutes left to go in this contest. Being hurt, wearing the star for Chicago. Grabs lead jammer status before turn 1. Read the jammer record for Race City. Big hit over there in turn number 2. That was Diamond laying the smackdown. drawing a forearm from Ben Hurt. Ben Hurt going to the penalty box.
Oh, Diamond's taking a star pass for Race City. Diamond is not lead. There is no lead jam right now, so we in fact cannot have four whistles. We have oh my goodness, an apex jump from Diamond.
That was awesome right in front of us.
I don't think I've ever seen Diamond do that before. Where have we been hiding Jammer Diamond?
Jammer Diamond been playing a lot of defense today. But stepping up and putting points up on the board right now. Meanwhile, Ben Hurt serves his penalty and gets released.
Quick dip around Smash at the back of the pack and a quick dip to the in up front. Diamond is out on another scoring run.
This jam's going to go the full 2 minutes with 30 seconds left to go in it. Diamond ran in the back of Twinkle Beef, and Twinkle Beef turned around and said, "What was that hit me?"
Pretty much. I have hit Twinkle Beef full force and just bounced off.
Right.
And he just looked at me like, are you trying to do
Did you touch me?
did something happen? Is there a mosquito in the room?
Yeah, that's a big body right there. That jam's going to be calm. Not before Diamond's going to pick up 12 points.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that crazy? 15. I was wrong.
Yeah, Diamond is my friend, and I was largely unaware of Jam and Diamond.
Jam and Diamond was very efficient right there with 15 points. 176 to 75, 8:47 left to go in this contest. And we are under another official timeout brought to you by Tape.
Yeah, just a lot of love for Diamond in the Twitch chat right now.
As well, there should be. With that awesome apex hop and all them points. As well as the defense from the rest of the day, I might add. Getting some serious MVP voting going on right there. Let us know your thoughts in the Twitch. Also, for all you people in house, don't forget to go visit Rage Parade. See all their good stuff there at the booth. Also, picking up some undead merch. All the cool kids have it. Psych and Destroy is going to be wearing a star for Chicago in this next jam, which will be jam number 15.
All right, Psych and Destroy taking on Race City's Blint. Oh, Blint makes quick work of that pack, just runs up the middle.
Psych and Destroy followed that same line through and is clear on the initial.
All this game, I have been so, oh my goodness, I have been so impressed with Blint's speed skating form. And as I say that, Blint makes a huge apex jump.
Yes, it was. Grabs those 4 points and that jam gets called. Race City off to the races, running away with this game right here. Floppy Joe going to be the jammer record for Race City, going up against Macaroni for Chicago Bruise Brothers. Both jammers trying to take the same path through the pack. Stretch Armstrong and Grimace holding that defense down at the back. Floppy Joe does get through, grabs lead jammer status. Macaroni takes a Grimace hit to the outside and is forced to recycle. Chicago locks down that defense in the back of the pack at the moment. Knocking out Sloppy Joe. Sloppy Joe forced to recycle. Speaking of which, Diamond was doing that defensive work again,
Again.
and just a little bit too much defensive, and
And
has to,
Diamond is also fixing the tape in the penalty box.
all the things, all the things. Yes, and that jam's going to be called. 4 points awarded to Race City, 184-75, with 6:46 left to go in this contest. Still nobody in any foul trouble. We've got one player with 4, but that's about it.
Yeah, pretty clean game.
Akira, Akira wearing the wearing the star for Chicago. Razor, jammer record for Race City.
Up after this will be the Pittsburgh Undead versus the Carolina Wrecking Balls.
I know that was supposed to be started at 11, but it might be a little bit delayed. As we still got 6 minutes left to go in this contest.
Yeah, we'll be shortening the intermissions to try to get back on schedule.
We'll see what we can do. Otherwise, we'll just be here playing Derby all day.
I'm okay with that.
I am too. I got nowhere to go.
Not really.
I've cleared my schedule to be here all day long today and tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I did have thoughts.
Timeout, Chicago.
Wow, that was super loud. We'll work on that. Oh, this timeout is brought to you by Zero, our awesome referee crew's head, and the Men's Roller Derby Association. I do want to give a shout out to our THA Pinky.
She's completely not paying attention to us.
That's okay.
Pinky, we're talking about how much we appreciate you.
Everybody knows
She's ignoring us.
she's deep in conversation over there with Melissa
We're talking about how much we appreciate you.
and the Undead Stream Team.
What are we talking about?
How much we appreciate you.
Thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for being on my announcer crew. You're the best.
Happy to be here.
Okay, we are underway. It's a trap. Wearing the star for Race City, Ben Hart jamming once again for Chicago Bruise Brothers.
All right. It's a trap. Didn't it's going to the box for a track cut. I did think he looked a little questionable on the outside of that turn, and I am correct.
Yes, you are. Power Jam, Ben Hart, and Chicago. Oh, but Ben gets called for an infraction. That's going to be a jammer do-si-do as soon as Ben Hurt gets to the box.
All right. Ben Hurt will take a seat. It's a trap. We'll get to leave the penalty box. Little musical chairs. Ben Hurt will sit as long as it's a trap sat, which is not very long.
Not very long at all.
And since there is no lead jammer, this jam will run the full 2 minutes.
Love those 2-minute jams. Oh, and Ben stepped over the line instead of skated right over it. Thank you, Ben. It's a trap, putting 4 points up on the board for Race City. Super pivot Markimedes called for an infraction going to the Pepper penalty box. It's a trap, called for an infraction. Power Jam Chicago.
It's a trap looking a little uneasy on his feet heading into that penalty box. I do hope he's all right. Oh. Ben Hurt knocked to the floor by, I believe.
Roller keister.
Thank you. I am like, it's one of the sevens.
Yes.
Makes it back around. The jam does expire by time. Ben Hurt has a minor collision with a ref, nothing serious. Maybe they were just dancing together.
3.5 minutes left to go in this contest, 192-75. Smackaroni going to be the jammer record for Chicago, as I believe it's a trap in the box at the start of this jam. Another official timeout brought to you by Tape Adhesive.
Oh my goodness. This is like the opposite of a sponsorship.
Yeah. I still think it's the temperature of the floor.
Probably.
And they've tried different things too. They've tried putting clear over it, and that didn't help. But definitely our tape budget has grown this week.
Yeah, our league will see the financial reports from this tournament.
With that in mind, go over there and buy some Pittsburgh Undead Roller Derby merchandise and help us out with our tape.
Buy some merch, buy some food, help us pay for all
Help
this.
us pay for the tape. That isn't working out.
We'll skate for tape.
Yes. Oh.
All right, we've got 3.5 minutes left in this game.
You picking MVPs?
Well, I was going to write down some suggestions.
Yeah. I'll let you pick.
Oh, okay, cool. Um, this is easy because someone can't get 2 MVPs in a weekend, so I can pick whoever I want since this is the first game.
Absolutely. You know who I want to vote for.
Actually, I don't.
Sure you do.
Nope.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Okay, thank you. Never mind. Okay. All right, folks. I actually stand corrected. We are picking an MVP blocker and jammer from each team, one for the weekend, not per game. So I'm just going to maybe draw some little stars here next to who I think has been exceptional
Yes.
for something for us to keep in mind.
Well, that's why they gave us this job, because we're supposed to be watching more than anybody else.
Yeah, we have the best view of the game.
Want to talk about our good friends over at Guard and Go Mouth Guards. They are conducting custom mouth guard fittings all weekend at the Dawn the Dirty tournament. Get on over there and get fitted for a mouth guard. Unlike the hard, rigid material of Sisu, Guard and Go mouth guards are handcrafted to the oral structure of each player by trained dental professionals, using a softer material that's gentle on the inside of the athlete's mouth. That's Guard and Go mouth guards.
Yeah, I was planning to check those out as my current mouth guard makes my teeth hurt.
Well, they're professional and they're gonna fit you better, is what they say, and they're fully customizable, so Derby players can add their names and team logos for added team spirit. Although the everyday price is 79, their event special is 59.
Oh, wow, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, and the tournament MVP, we're gonna receive a free one. So,
Yeah, I
cool.
might have to cop one of those.
Garden Go check them out right there in Vendor Village. I like it when they bring us stuff. Yeah, right there. The Undead Stream Team once again on top of stuff. As soon as we talk about it, hand right over there to it. That's why I say the Undead Stream Team is the best stream team in the whole wide world. You too, Melissa. All right, scares are being called to the track. Smackaroni the Jammer record for Chicago in this power start situation. I see 3 green shirts out on the track. That is a 4-3 pack advantage for Chicago. Smackaroni does grab lead jammer status coming out of turn 2. Smackaroni around on a scoring pass, runs into the back of Steph, I believe, and gets knocked to the infield, not going anywhere. That's Diamond playing the defense there in the back of the pack.
Oh my goodness, she can do everything. And she
Ev-
fixed tape in the penalty box. What a lady. Next thing we know, she's out here repairing the roof.
Or coming by to call with you. That would be cool. Kitty Diamond Show.
When we had the same hairstyle, we had mentioned the possibility of switching uniforms, just like on a casual scrimmage, not a sanctioned game. See how long it took our own teams to notice?
I'm in favor of stuff like that. I hope you put a star by that name. Let's see, I told you. A care out there coming around on a scoring pass. Takes a bump to the outside from a green shirted player. I didn't see who that was. Meanwhile, Blint's taking lots of hits to the outside. Recycles and runs right back into that Chicago defense in the back. And just when I'm giving him super props, Blint does get through.
It's because you said it.
I know. But that Chicago defense was locked down. And Blint just powered through.
But was like, yeah, that's that's cute or whatever. But
Yeah, I'm getting around. You didn't get low enough.
all right, we have got 38 seconds remaining on the period clock and 28 seconds remaining in the jam.
And what could be the last jam of the game? Or what could be the penultimate jam of the game?
It could. That will depend on if one of the teams chooses to call a timeout.
We'll find out. Ray City with 2 whole buckets full of points. 8 points in the pocket, looking to get some more. Akira with 8 points on that jam as well, bringing Chicago's score up to 87.
Oh, the unofficial score has been dropped. Let's see if that is the end of the game or if someone's going to call a timeout to go one more jam.
I believe that's going to be your unofficial score. And we'll hear a rolling whistle here momentarily.
I believe you are right.
That'll make it the official score.
Right.
204 to 87. Dawn of the Derby, game 1 in the books.
All right, everyone's lining up for high fives. The refs are all moving to the center of the track. I do believe that is it for game 1 of this weekend. Stay tuned or stay in your seats for the Carolina Wrecking Balls. There's that rolling whistle. All right, this game is over with a score of 204 to the victorious Race City Rebels and 87 for the Chicago Bruise Brothers. Please stick around for the Carolina Wrecking Balls, who are about to take on our hosts, the Pittsburgh Undead.
Stick around. You don't want to miss that.
Well, I'm off to see if they need my help at the food table and probably go play with the emotional support kitten.
Yes. Where is that kitten?
Um, let's see here. It's Sadie Masochist's kitten. She had been holding him up at the ticket table. I'm not sure who's babysitting him while she plays.
Are we awarding MVPs or no?
No, that
We're
will
just
happen at the
picking
end of the
them.
weekend. I just
Okay.
kind of threw some stars down to who I thought was exceptional in this game,
Gotcha.
more to remind myself than anything else.
Gotcha.
All right, well, thank you, folks. I will be back at 5.
I'm gonna be here all day,
Nice.
but
I might pop in to do the producer sheet.
yes, I am here for that all day long as well. So
All right, well, I'm Kitty Black. Have the day you deserve. Well, thanks much. Good to finally meet you.
absolutely, that'd have been way more fun without the. I made it! I made it! Hey, Kitty, how are you?
Hey, how are ya?
Doing all right, brother? That looks rough. Yes.
Yeah.